There's no person in this world that asks to be born into a family that doesn't love them appropriately, or perhaps found themselves in some circumstances that their family was not available to them. These young folks just go through so much in such a short period of time, and the majority of them find a way to turn that into something very positive.
I went into foster care at 3. We were already in the system, but my mom had me up until 3. I was so mad at them. Like, they gave me up, but they kept my sisters. And my other sister, Jacoya, she suffers from a lot from our childhood. I got adopted at 5. Before that, I was in like 17 different foster homes. I hit my teen years and just got really wild, and she gave me back up when I was 16.
I think when we think about folks that are homeless or don't have an appropriate place to live, they're couch surfing, we don't often think of young people. We think of perhaps older individuals, veterans. There's a large problem with youth that don't have appropriate housing and don't have a support system to back them up and help them with their education, help them with job interview skills, help them just have a safe place to put their head at night.
I practiced 33 years in Miami, and for most of those years I represented young people that aged out of the system, and housing was one of the most critical and challenging aspects of a young person. It's the biggest challenge, I think, a young person aging out of the system that doesn't have a family safety net or a relative safety net or a friend safety net faces.
You know, when we're full, it's like, oh God, you know, how can we create another bedroom, you know, for the young people? But here lately, we have been just getting an influx of young people, and we've been trying to play in our mind, how can we turn another office into a bedroom, just to help to meet the need of at least one more young person.
I can't find an apartment. I don't have the credit. I don't have the down payment for to even get into an apartment. So what do I do? And I was just like really lost. I'm literally like staying with friends at this point. I failed the class that month as well. Crashed my car too. So my car had 3 wheels. I broke my axle. So I was driving a busted car that should have been junk. I gotta get myself together.
We have a lot of youth here that were part of the child welfare system, and that's part of our mission. We do behavioral substance abuse services. Unfortunately, there are youth that reside here that do have mental illness, do have substance abuse issues. And it's important for us to have a full array of services that we can have other programs that empower, help support the youth that are here.
Young people are challenged, and if they are not engaged, and if they don't have the sort of guidance that kept me out of trouble or got me out of trouble when I was in it, the community suffers.
All the services we offer, it helps us to give the young people something that they haven't had, and that's a relationship, someone that they can really depend on from day to day.
I don't want to be another statistic. I said, okay, I'm gonna just put my foot forward, and I went to the village. And it was my first time being out on my own. I had to learn a lot, and the village helped me. I called Reggie my uncle. Like, that's like literally, he's been there for me. Reggie, Miss Marcy, Miss Catrice, Mr. Brian and Anthony, they've always been encouraging me. They've always been like my go-to when like my voice on their shoulder saying, don't do that, don't get into that, you're better than that. And it's like I had a family here, because I was literally here by myself. If I need a ride to school or a mechanic, I'm calling Reggie. If I broke my computer and the village got it fixed, and it's like they helped me so much, so why would I leave? And I knew like I'm not ready to be on my own, but I need to be on my own to learn.
So it's very important that we take the entire skill set and array of services that we have as an organization and help these kids. We don't have to go through any more red tape. We are us. We are Empower. This is an Empower program, and we have 150 employees that can step up and help here if needed.
Being involved and know what they do and know the service they provide and the challenges that our residents face if they did not have this facility available. And what is particularly impressive is the ability of the village to do outreach not only to residents but to young people that are living couch surfing or that are living in cars, homeless high school students that most people can't imagine. That was the biggest, I think, thing, the educational factor that I learned when I first got involved with foster children, and that was the misconception of most people that these are juvenile delinquents or bad kids, and really they're young people that bad things have happened to.
All of the youth that we touch still struggle, just like any other adult struggles. Life is not easy. The difference is there's not a family support system like many of us are fortunate enough to have. The village has to be that, and our staff have to be that.
The village is a place for young people to come and that was homeless, without a place to live, and feel like home, coming from a place where they didn't have a place where they can say, this is my bedroom or this is our house, is to me a place where our young people can feel a sense of belonging.
I felt like after I turned like 17, people look at you like you're grown now, so get up and get a job. And it's not that easy, because if you don't have a ride to get a job, or you don't have a bus money to get a ride to get a job, and it's too far to walk, how do you get a job? How do you get to and from? How do you stay focused? If you're worried about where you're staying at night, how do you study in school? So we need a place to focus.
We're one of very few programs nationally, even, and especially in this community, and we can only house up to 15 young adults, and that's just quite frankly not enough.
I wish we had more programs like this. When you have people that is wanting to come here and you say we don't have any room, that's another night those young people sleep on the street.
The need is so great, and there is zero funding for it. Every year we go through an exercise and we have to piece through funding, whether it be grants, whether it be contracts, whether it be donations, and they're not sustaining. They don't keep repeating year after year after year. So we have to sort of reinvent ourselves, find new friends that are willing to help us out and to make donations. This program is too critical to let it go away, and we're not going to let it go away. We will find a way. We always have found a way to make it keep ticking. Too many people depend on us.
Any young person that leaves this facility and maintains an independence after leaving here is a credit. And for somebody to overcome the obstacles that most young people, and particularly somebody that doesn't have a place they can go home to no matter what, it's a tremendous benefit.
I'm proud of the woman I'm becoming. I never thought of myself to be anything. I never considered myself to be a high school graduate, nonetheless a college graduate. I was the first person to get a bachelor degree. And to walk across it was just like, I really did this. It was almost like I was in another state, because I'm like, no, I ain't just graduate. And then I see my name on the screen and I'm in my cap and gown. It's like, I got my first job that you actually needed a degree for at Holiday Network Group. I'm the new event acquisition specialist. I'm like so excited to start, and I don't even know how to describe it. I'm still trying to process, is this real?
We need you. We need the community. This is too important of a program, and this is such a critical age for young adults, that they can choose a path, and they're at an age where they have to choose a path.
If the village hasn't been there, it's not there as a safe place for these young people to live, I think they will continue to live in the street or end up in jail.
The village is a wonderful program, and I wish it was more. I hope and pray this continues to be a program for years to come, because we need this. Kids like me and older adults that just fell on their face, they need this.